Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video. First off, I want to apologize for the delay. I know it's been like 4 weeks, but I've just had so much going on recently, plus the Christmas and New Year's period. So first off, I got a new controller to replace my broken one, and I ended up breaking that controller, so that really just killed my mood. Um, as you'll see in the next episode, because I recorded these back to back, I had a lot of issues, so it just wasn't fun, and I just lost interest in the game. And when I went to originally edit this episode a few days ago, I realized I'd lost half my footage, so it's not been too fun, to say the least. Even though this footage was originally filmed a month ago, I managed to remember a bit of what I accidentally deleted. So first off, I was messing around with the crypto, I believe. Then I went in search of beaver dams, but I just couldn't find any. So I went out and tamed a frog on the east side of the map. After that, I tried to mess around with a Gigantoraptor to see if I could tame one of them, but I messed it up by throwing it off the cliff so it can come back to a nest and kind of got stuck. So that's where I am now, and let's just continue on the rest of the video. After dragging the frog halfway across the map, I had to land to go get stamina, and when I landed, I got attacked by absolutely everything. First it was some Microraptors, then it was a Capro, then it was a Sarco, then it was a Carno, and I managed to get away on my RG, but when trying to pick up the frog, it ended up dying by bit. And that really frustrated me as I flew all the way across the map to get the frog, then halfway back it ended up dying, which just really pissed me off. And honestly started the shit show, which would be the rest of this episode and next episode. And since I didn't want to be caught lacking like that again, I decided to craft myself some shotgun and some bullets. Now while doing this, I also made myself a whole bunch of train carries as I needed to go out and tame another frog since that one had died. And I was running so low on cementing paste and chitin. To test out my new shotgun and take out some of my frustration, I went out on a little murder spree and shot everything I could in sight because I was just so pissed off after losing that frog, man. It was so annoying. I decided instead of travelling all the way to the east side of the island that I would go find a frog close to my base. So I went next to the redwoods where the swamp and the redwoods connected, where there was a bit more flat ground so I didn't have to fly through all the trees. Ended up finding a nice level 70 frog, which was a lot better than the lower level that I had before, and I took him home. But when resting and gaining more stamina on top of a mountain, homie tried to make a run for it, but I ended up catching him before he could get away and go get himself killed like the other one did. Once he tamed, I ended up calling him Bobbit, and he was ready for our first mission. But before that, I decided to craft a whole bunch of structures, so when we went into the redwoods to go to the swamp cave, I'd have a nice place to store my RG because I did not need that dying after losing the frog. My next issue arose when I was looking for the swamp cave in the redwoods. I spent way too long looking for this cave, and I had to search up a video, so here's a time lapse of me attempting to find this cave in the redwoods. And after about 10ish minutes, I believe, I finally ended up finding the cave, which I was so happy about because it just took me forever to find one of the most simple to find caves in this game. After finally trapping the RG in a nice box outside the cave, I put on my scuba gear and I headed into the cave. And I didn't know what to expect because I haven't been in the new caves in this game because I know they've been updated since ASA, but I was pleasantly surprised because it wasn't too bad to load into because normally in ASA there's just this horrible loading time which used to crash my game on PS5. They never ended up fixing that, which is quite sad. But yeah, I was able to head into the cave with ease. I saw nothing for a bit, so I got really confused on my way down. But here's a little killing montage. After a bit, I felt confident enough, and I tried to go deeper into the cave to see if I could find my first artifact without searching up a destroyer, because I remembered fairly well about where it used to be. But after traveling around the cave for a bit and killing everything that I saw some arthropleura, and I really didn't want to sacrifice my armor yet because I didn't bring enough spares, so I decided to leave the cave and call it a day. After realizing that I got 5,000 cementing paste just from one transfer out of the frog, I was pretty pleased, as I would have enough paste maybe for the rest of the playthrough. I will go back to that cave to get the artifact later, but I don't think I'll be going back there anytime soon for more paste. And after doing a bit of research, I found out that Pelagornis are really good for getting organic polymer, and that's the next thing I'll need. So I managed to knock one of them out with one trank dart, and I tried to knock out a dodo with a trank dart after that, and the dodo actually had enough torpor to survive that one trank dart, which I thought was incredible. After what felt like absolutely forever waiting for the thing to tame and then getting it up to the top of the map because it only had 300 stamina, I was finally able to start killing some penguins to harvest some polymer. And these penguins had some really cool colours as the Christmas event was going on, and I kind of didn't want to kill them, but I needed the polymer, and this bird actually managed to get a fair bit of it. On my way home, I thought the art gods had absolutely blessed me, as when I looked, I found a level 110 RG and a level 145 UD, and I was so happy seeing that. It honestly made up for all the bad stuff that happened at the start of the episode with losing the frog, and I was just so happy. So I went straight home. When I finally finished my long-ass journey home, I put that organic polymer to good use by crafting myself an industrial cooker so I could spam cook some meat, a vault to store all my shit in, and a nice fabricated shotgun. But when I went to test out this new fabricated shotgun, there was a baby Pegamastic that managed to tank 2 of my shots and a few arrows to the face, which was absolutely crazy. Once again, I went to go mess around in my crypto because I absolutely love this creature, and I managed to break it. So I found that if I jumped straight out of the water and went straight up, I could make this thing fly, which, fun little bug, but definitely not an intended feature. After that, I went to go do some crazy parachute stunting and jumped off my RG to see if I could bowler this PT that was flying in the air that just refused to land. But as you can see, I missed so many bowls before I finally managed to get this thing trapped. After shrinking out that level 30 PD, I managed to get a level 50, which was so much better. But I wasn't paying attention to that one for long enough, and a Microraptor came up and bit the shit out of it, so I had to put that one out of its misery. That left me with the level 30, which I wasn't too happy about, but, you know, I had to take what I could get in the time, because I was only going to use this PT as a sacrificial one for taming the UD and the RG up north. After I tamed my sacrificial PT, I started working on a raft to bring up there. And one thing that I really like about ASA compared to ASC is foundation lowering. In ASA, it's an absolute bitch and a half to do because you're going to place pillars and then drop it down manually and it just takes over. But with ASA, you can just manually place it down by pressing a button and it is just so much nicer. I absolutely love it. But that brings me to the end of the episode. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you again next week for a proper upload on the scheduled time. Bye-bye.